Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some patriotic DIYs. Now I don't do a ton of decorating for every specific season. I kind of have like fall, Christmas, and then the rest of the year. But I do like to implement some things a little bit here and there for the summer. And so I do include a lot of patriotic stuff. Not a lot. I just said I don't do a lot. I really don't do a lot. I do a few touches of patriotic. And I kind of have the idea of like Memorial Day to Labor Day, give or take a little bit. So I just have a few things that I wanted to make to kind of sprinkle through the decor that's already out. And yeah, so let's get started and see how this goes. So for this first project, I picked up 3 of these mini writing tablets, which I actually really like these, so I kind of hate that I'm not going to be able to use them for what they're intended for. But I picked these up at the Dollar Tree, and we're going to be doing some stacked books, and I'll show you how we're going to do all of that. But the books that I couldn't find the books in the size that I wanted. I wanted some smaller ones, and I about gave up, was walking out of the aisle, and spotted these. I'm going to keep them in the plastic just because I feel like that's easier than painting paper. So I'm going to give it a try by starting to give it a base coat of the white Waverly chalk paint, and then we're going to go in with some colors. All right, so I have no idea how well this is going to adhere to the plastic wrap, but we're going to give it a shot. It's drying pretty quickly, which is good because I'm probably going to have to do multiple coats. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit of what I did, but I'm going to tell you what I think you should do. So I ended up doing a few, I don't know, 2 or 3 coats of the white, a little bit more on one of them because one of them I was actually going to keep white. As you can guess, we're doing red, white, and blue. And then I went ahead with the acrylic paint. This was in, I think, a blue, deep navy. And I had to do a couple coats of that as well to get that rich blue. And then for the red, I ended up using a red mixed with brown just to give it a little bit more of a kind of older look. Once again, I had to do a couple of coats of this. Now, my suggestion would be, if you can't find books and you want to use these notepads, to either take the plastic off, because that's just a struggle, and try painting just the paper itself. I think it could work. The other option would be to wrap these in like brown crafting paper or something and then paint that. Or you could just cover it with like some scrapbook paper that is the colors you want, or you could even implement some fun patterns. So that would be my suggestion because this just kind of ended up being a lot of coats and I struggled a little bit with some flaking. All right, so I can already tell that the paint is going to, could chip off of this pretty easily because it is painted on plastic. So we're going to Mod Podge before we do anything else. So that would be another thing to possibly try, would be to start by Mod Podging the plastic and then maybe the paint would adhere better. So yeah, I would maybe try that. I liked using these notepads because I just couldn't find the book size that I wanted, and I don't have like little wood blocks lying around that some people use. So anyways, this is what I did. It worked out, but it was a little bit more, work than I think it needed to be. So then I've got these stickers. These ones are from Hobby Lobby that I picked up on clearance, and then the black ones were from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to add stickers on it. When I started to do some of this before, I could tell the paint was already flaking, which is why I Mod Podged before doing these stickers. You could do freehand, you could do stickers, you could do stencils. I just was kind of going through my stash to see what things I had and like what colors and the right size. I had some really pretty gold ones that I thought would look really nice with this, but they were too big. So you, of course, can put whatever words and stuff you want on them. And then I'm just going to glue them together. So yes, you probably don't need to do the full tops of every one of these because you're going to be attaching them. If you decide to just do the edges, I would do a little bit on the top near the edges just because some of that does peek through. So once we have that all hot glued together, I'm going to just put a little bit more Mod Podge on what would be the spine of the book where I put the letters just to help make sure that those stick on really well. And once everything is dry, I've got this thin twine from the Dollar Tree. This particular one is actually from like the hardware department of Dollar Tree, and there's like 3 in a pack. And I'm just wrapping that around and tying a little bow. And then you're going to see, I just have it, how it looks all finished. I'm going to probably put this on my tiered tray, which is why I wanted little small ones. So in the end, it worked out, but take my suggestions in mind in case you want to give this a try, and maybe it'll be a little bit easier for you that way. So you're going to see a lot of projects mingling between one another as I let things dry. We're going to move on to another one, and I picked up this crate at the Dollar Tree. I was really excited to see it. It's a lot bigger than the other ones. Hang on a second. I wanted to show you the comparison of the other ones from the Dollar Tree. They are significantly, the one that I found here, significantly bigger. So I was really excited. I only found one of them, and I'm going to give this it could be sanded if I want it, but I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna give it a pretty good coat of white, but not necessarily fully covering it, and I figured I might as well start that now since I'm waiting for these items to dry. If you are enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help me out. I'm having fun with this new channel. If you're new here, I have done the DIY videos before on my other channel, but I recently decided to kind of divide up my content and brought my DIYs over to this channel. So I'm kind of starting from scratch with subscribers. So if you're liking it, please subscribe. And we're just going to give this kind of a rough coat. And then I've got this little sign here, a red truck sign. It was on a pick. It's from Dollar Tree, and it's for like a garden stake sign thing. And I had just pulled the metal stake off actually in my haul video just to see how easily it would come off, and came off pretty easily. Now you could glue this directly to this crate. This is a very, very simple DIY. But I decided I wanted to attach it with a wire. That way I could easily switch out what was on this. And so that's what I'm doing. I just put some hot glue on there, and we're going to just wire this on. And I actually think I'm going to be using this outside on my porch, I think. So I did put a coat of Mod Podge on here just to help protect it a little bit because I'm going to have it outside. And I just threw some greenery in it. It's probably not exactly how I'm going to do it, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea. Super simple and easy. All right, now for this next one, we're going to use one of those cubes. It came with like the drawer with like the shape cut out, but that's been used on another project. So I just have this, and we're once again going to start with a white base and then go from there. As you can see, these aren't all like super complicated DIYs. They're just kind of simple, easy ways to put little touches of some patriotic stuff in my current decor. So it's nothing, you know, groundbreaking, but just some good ideas maybe that you could use to just kind of change things up a little bit. Okay, so I picked these up at the Dollar Tree. I already took them out because I had to see what they actually were going to be like. But I picked these up just thinking that they were small pieces and they could be used for a DIY. And they look just like this, and they are these little like, well, the flags are like papery. They also get tangled very easily. Are like goodness gracious, the stars are like foily material, and the flags are more papery. I want some small stars in the blue, but they're only in the red and the silver. So I'm going to try to trim down the blue ones to the size of the red ones. Let's see if that works. All right, so all I did was take some like Scotch tape and tape one of the smaller ones to the bigger ones. Like I said, I wanted blue and red stars, and the blue ones were just too big for the boxes. So I just used this kind of as a guide and used my little scissors to trim it down a little bit. And it wasn't perfect, but it came out pretty good. So it did what I needed it to do. These little precision scissors from Dollar Tree were very handy for that. I'm going to use this craft glue from Dollar Tree to adhere the stars. I'm not doing Mod Podge right now. I will plan to use some Mod Podge at some point. As usual, when it comes to the DIYs, remember you can just kind of use what you have on hand, completely make it your own. You could cut out stars, you could use stickers, you could stencil, you could not do stars, you could do stripes instead. That would also be cute on this. So just a little reminder. I feel like it's not supposed to be that hard. I wonder if I got the tip clogged. Let's not waste. So we're just going to glue each of the stars. I did 4, 2 of each color, on each side of the boxes using this craft glue. I think I screwed up the nozzle, which is why I was having trouble, but the glue still worked. And now I'm just taking a wooden skewer and cutting it down to fit the length I want to make a little flagpole for the flag. You could also use like a stick, or you could use a wooden dowel. I just have a bunch of these wooden skewers in my craft supply. And then I just stained it with some antique
Waverly Wax in the color Antique. Guys, I'm stumbling over my words. And I just brush it on with a paper towel. And yeah, I didn't do anything fancy here. And then once that is all dry, oh no, now we're going to antique or rust up this little box and kind of take down some of that shine from the stars. So I'm dry brushing with my little stencil brush from the Dollar Tree. And I'm also using that same Waverly Wax in the color Antique, and emphasize kind of the edges, but made sure to get across the whole thing because, like I said, I didn't want really that shine from the foily material that the stars were made of. And then I did the same thing on the flag, just kind of wanted it to blend in with everything else. It also took away from it looking like, I don't know, super, it looked like a waxy paper, and I just kind of wanted to get rid of that. So that's what I did. And then I did go over the flag and the box with Mod Podge. I did it on the flag just to, I wasn't sure how well the antique wax would stay on the paper because it was like I said, kind of waxy. So I decided to put some Mod Podge over that, and then of course over the box to help keep those stars down. And then I'm just going to glue this stick onto the flag to give it, it looks like I'm doing it backwards here, but I'm not. Just wait till you see the other side. I'm not gluing it on the wrong side. And this, again, is probably not the greenery I'm going to use, but I'll probably put this on my tiered tray. And I just thought this was cute, a nice little pop of red, white, and blue.
Alright guys, well that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked these simple, quick, and easy little patriotic DIYs, please give this video a thumbs up. That really does help me out as I'm growing my new channel. And subscribe if you are new. I will be continuing to be posting on this channel as well as my first channel, Simply Enjoying Life. So if you're not subscribed there, I'd love it if you check it out. And that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.